Stability feels responsible, it feels mature, it feels safe. And for a long time, it works. That's why people defend stability so strongly, but almost nobody asks a harder question. What does stability actually cost over time? Because the cost of stability rarely appears immediately. It appears gradually, quietly. And in many careers, that stability sits inside systems with a hidden structural ceiling, where performance increases effort but never creates real operating leverage, revenue scaling, or true outcome-based systems. Once you see that pattern, you start looking at security very differently. This trait is especially powerful for high performers, because high performers tend to build stability faster, better roles, higher income, more responsibility, more trust. Everything starts looking like progress. But something else is happening underneath. Stability is not something you receive, it's something you trade for. Every stable structure requires an exchange. You trade upside for predictability, flexibility for routine, optionality for certainty. Early in a career, that trade makes sense. You're learning, building credibility, establishing momentum. But what most people miss is that the price of stability is not paid once. It's paid continuously. Over time, this creates something subtle, the stability trap. The stability trap happens slowly. Each year you stay, your baseline hardens your lifestyle, calibrates upward your obligations, expand your identity attaches to the structure. Leaving no longer means changing a job. It means disrupting an entire system built around predictability. So stability slowly shifts from protection to weight, which creates a strange paradox. The safer things feel, the harder movement becomes. There are two kinds of safety, short-term safety and long-term optionality. Stability reduces risk today. Optionality reduces risk tomorrow. Most people optimize for the first while quietly eliminating the second. They build predictability at the expense of flexibility. And when movement eventually becomes necessary, they realize they traded it away options for years. In one structure, you stay consistent. Income stabilizes. Responsibilities increase, but your position stays fixed. In another structure, performance builds ownership. Relationships compound. Reputation compounds. Future opportunities expand. Same effort, different system design. Here's a simple way to test whether stability is helping you or containing you. Ask yourself 3 questions. Question 1, if you double your performance here, does your position change or only your workload? Question 2, if you stay 5 more years, will your freedom expand or just your responsibilities? Question 3, if this structure disappeared tomorrow, how portable are your skills? If those answers feel uncomfortable, you may be experiencing the early stages of the stability trap. If this perspective helps you think clearly, save this video. It's a useful framework to revisit over time. The real mechanism of stability is not restriction, it's delay. Stability gives you just enough comfort to postpone difficult questions. Maybe next year, once things settle, when timing improves. But time does not make movement easier. It increases the psychological cost of change, not financially, structurally. The longer stability compounds, the harder optionality becomes. Some fields reward stability, others reward positioning. Fields where outcomes compound, where relationships build, ownership expands, and reputation carries forward, operate very differently. Real estate is one example of that kind of structure, not because it's simple, but because the upside is not locked into a fixed ladder. Once people experience structures like that, their definition of stability often changes. I'm curious about something. Do you feel your current stability is giving you more options or fewer options over time? Write one word in the comments. Options are routine because something interesting happens next. The people who stay the longest inside stable systems are usually not the weakest performers, they're the strongest. In the next video, we'll talk about why high performers are almost always the last to leave. And once you see the mechanism behind that, a lot of career decisions start making more sense. If you want to understand how leverage-based careers actually work, subscribe. Because this channel is about one shift, moving from effort-based income to leverage-based income. I'll see you in the next video.